Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. I've been trying to come up with some different ways that I can use my scrapbook paper. These were 12 by 12s and I've cut them down, but I have quite a few, as most all of us do. I have quite a few sheets, so I've been trying to come up with ways to use them and use them in our journals. This one is, they're pretty thick. They're not like blue fern thick, but they're pretty thick. Now I've cut a piece that is 3.5 inches wide, and I just left it at the 12, and we're going to see if this is going to work. I've not made one of these before, so we shall see what we shall see. And I'm just going to fold it in the middle like that. Now I don't have, this is not necessarily a directional paper, I don't think. Well, it does have a little bit of writing right there, but I'm not going to worry about that being upside down or right side up. I can always use this side if I need to. But one side is going to be upside down, either the back or the front. So unless you have a paper that's non-directional. So I think I'm just going to leave it like that and let this be the front. Now I've just scored it in the middle, folded it, and now what we're going to do is cut this into a tag shape. And I know you say, well, everybody's making tags. That is not anything different. Well, hopefully when I finish you'll see that this is a little bit different than what people have done before maybe. So I'm going to go ahead, and at the top where I put my fold, I'm going to fold this into, or I'm going to cut this into a tag shape. And I'm just using my little template here. This is one that I made, and I just use it to cut the corners. Okay. Now what you have is a tag that looks like this. Double-sided tag, right? Well, we're going to change this and make it into something a little bit different. We're going to take some coffee dyed paper, and we're going to make this into a little journal. So it'll be a little tag journal. Let me grab some coffee dyed paper, and I'm probably just going to grab some scraps. Don't know. Let's see. I need some that are long though. Yeah, that'll be the right length right there. Put one of those in there. I'm not going to put a lot because I don't want it to be real full, real thick. But we shall put about probably 4 or 5 sheets. Now I'm just going to mark about where I want to trim this off, because we don't want it showing from the front. So I'm just going to tear mine. You can always put it back in your trimmer and cut it, but then I know when I'm putting this up like this, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just kind of lining it up on my grid. If I pull my camera out more, then it's hard for you to see the little work that I'm doing, so pull it in like that. Now that piece I'll save back for stamping. Okay, I think, yeah, that's gonna work right there. So let's just do a few more pieces like this. Okay, we have our pieces cut up, and I'm just going to kind of alternate them, just like you would if you was putting these in a journal. Now, I see one right there that I left a hump on. Okay. Now we'll fold these in the middle. And hopefully I won't have to fold them one at a time. I don't think so. Okay. And then I'm also going to use my template on this to cut this into a tag shape. I'm cutting on the folded part. And I think I need my big scissors for this. Let's grab them. Okay, now that is cut into a tag shape. So go back to the center part, the one that's in the middle, and then we're going to put that right there. Now I'm going to fold it down, make sure it's not going to show. If it shows on either side, you may just need to trim your little points off a little bit. This doesn't show, so I'm probably just going to leave it as is. But you could always go back in and trim these a little bit narrower than what your tag is. But I'm going to leave mine like that. Now, at this point, you can stitch across this. You can use your glue. You can hand stitch it any way that you want to do this. I'm going to stitch across mine with my sewing machine just because it's going to be a little bit faster. And I probably will stitch around my tag or around my little journal tag. So let me do that and then we'll come back. But remember, you can stitch these with your hand. You can, and a big needle, just like you do your signatures. You can just put glue on each page and glue it down. Doesn't matter. You can staple this even. It doesn't matter how you put it together. Okay. All right, we have that stitched and we have our little notebook in there. Excuse me. And I am gonna, down here at the bottom, I got a little bit sticking over, and I think I'm just going to trim that off. It was probably my tearing that did the job, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so that is what we have now, and when you open that up, you've got your little notebook in there. Love that. I love it. I'm going to put a piece of lace on the top of mine. And what lace? I think I'm going to use some of this. This is one that one of you sweet friends sent me the other day. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to cut it. Let's see. I think I'm going to run it past the end of that, and then I'm going to cut this at an angle. Now you could have stitched this on there, but I didn't want to stitch on the top side of this, because I wanted this to lay down flat, and if you'd have stitched across here, then you'd been a little bit off. So, and I know that makes absolutely no sense, but stitching right in the fold there makes it lay down flat. So I'm just going to glue this on the front right there. Make sure that I get the right side on here. I actually think that's the right side. Okay. Now I'm just going to cut this at a little bit of an angle, just like my little tag topper is, or tag top is. Don't have a topper. This is my topper. There we go. A little bit of an angle. Okay, so we have that much. And now, of course, we know that we want to put some black bling on there, don't we? Because what would a beautiful piece of lace like that be if we didn't put bling on there? And I may, let me see what it looks like if I run it all the way across. Yeah, I think I'll run it all the way across. Just like that, and cut it off about right there. And you would need to use a good strong tape for this. I'm using Fabri-Tac, Fabri-Fix. One of those would hold it. Hot glue would probably hold it for a while. I don't know, I have trouble sometimes with hot glue. After a while it kind of likes to release, so I don't use hot glue, especially in my journals. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, now that we have that, I want to do a little bit of embellishing here. Maybe a tag. I mean, it's got some beautiful flowers on it, so there's not much that we need to do. So maybe a tag on here. trying to think. I do think I'm going to, you know, on the back side it had that writing right here. So I think I'm going to use my Memento ink, and this is Tuxedo Black. And I'm going to use this little Vinemont stamp. And I need to put this on there the right way. That's why I'm having problems, I think. Let's see. Now, that looks like it might read right. Let's try it and see first. Yes. Now, this paper has just a tiny bit of a slick surface, not much. So I don't think we'll have a problem. We'll have to kind of not touch it and let it dry. But I still don't think we'll have much of a problem with it. So I'm just going to ink up a little bit of the side there. There we go. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. And then, ooh, I'm going to come over here and just touch it in a couple of different places. And a little bit up here. And there we go. That, and look, I did one thing and I got my inky fingers going again. Now, I am going to let that dry before I do any touching on it. But look, looks like it was just always there. While that is drying, I'm going to get another stamp that I'm going to use on the inside on the front page. So hold on. Okay, this stamp is from the Tim Holtz Wildflowers. Love it. I have some die cuts that are coming that will cut these out. Can't wait till they get here. Okay, I'm going to fold that back real easy because I don't want to smear that. And I'm going to use my Memento Black again. And I'm going to try to just stamp this right down the side. I shouldn't have any problem with it because we got lots of cushion under here. Let's see. I do need to hold that down though. There we go. I got a little bit of ink down through there, but not to worry. I do have a little white pen that I think may have to wait till it dries. I got a little white pen that I can put over that and kind of erase where I got that black ink on there. Maybe you can see this. Sometimes you have to go over it a couple of times. But your little white gel pen, and we sell these, they work great to cover up any little ink places. See? And I'll have to go over it one more time when that layer dries, but they work great. Hey, I'm not a fantastic stamper, so this is like my best friend. Okay, I'm going to leave that open until this white dries. Now, you could go ahead and put something here if you wanted to. You could decorate that up. Let's see. We might do that. Let me see if this is dry. Well, I can't see if it's dry on that hand because I've got all kinds of things on my hand there. Nope, it's not dry yet, so we don't need to smear that. It will take that a little bit to dry just because of that surface. But it will dry eventually. I've not had a problem with it before drying. I just have to let it sit, and I'm so impatient. That's the hard part with me. All right, we're going to set this one aside. We'll come back and finish the inside of that. But right now we're going to work on another one. And we may do this one a little bit different. Who knows? Now, I loved this one with these flowers on the front. Now, when I fold this one, this back, part of it is going to be upside down, but part of it is sideways anyway, so I'm not going to be concerned about that. Not going to worry. Oh, I did get some new merch in yesterday. Just one piece so far, but I'll show you guys. And I think it's already loaded up, I believe. This one says it doesn't have to be perfect. And look, it's done in that little smeared print, so like that's not perfect. And then on this side it has our little emblem, and I'm keeping my tags and things in this one. All of my little tags that I've got from you guys mainly, I'm keeping that in this one. And I have more pieces that say this. I have some shirts, a water bottle, I think a tote, and a few more things. So I will make sure that those are in the store as soon as I finish this video. So hopefully they'll be there before this gets loaded up. Sorry, I'm saying I'm thinking I've got like a million things on my mind today. You ever have those days where it's like you can't concentrate on one thing because you've got 10 other things that you want to get done? That's the way my brain's going today. Okay. So we cut that one into a tag shape. Okay, I'm going to open this one up, and I don't think I'll need to do any stamping on this one because it's got the words and everything on there. So we're going to tear some paper and get it ready to go in here. Now you could use any kind of paper for this. Some of your tea-dyed paper or some of your just regular notebook paper, whatever you have in your stash that you want to use. I'm just grabbing out some that I've had in my stash for a little while. And I think I'm going to try to cut all of these at one time. See if I can do a little better cutting than I did tearing. Okay. Let's cut this at, my tag is 3.5, so I want to cut these about maybe 3 1/4. And 3 1/4. And then we'll have that piece left over. Okay. I am putting, let's see, 1, I know somebody's going to ask, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces in mine. Now this back one, for some reason, oh, I see one. I started to say the back one's a little bit short, but it's a little bit puckered down here at the bottom where we didn't straighten it out when we dyed it, and that's okay. It'll still work. Okay. I'll just make that be the inside part. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fold this in half. And then I just try to hold it really tight when you fold it in half. And I think I will slide that over just a little bit and cut that at a little bit more on the inside to make sure that I get it cut off short enough or narrow enough. There we go. Okay, then open it back up. And that is going to go right there. Yeah, I like that much better because it gives you a little bit extra room on each side in case you stitch it in a little crooked or whatever. Now, I'm going to stitch this one again. There again, you do not have to stitch. You can glue it in or stitch it in with, just like you would a signature with needle and thread. Or staple it in. But I'm going to stitch mine because I like that look. Okay, that one is stitched together. Just going to trim off these little threads. And again, I think I'm going to put a piece of lace at the top. think I might use this one. Let's see. Well, I want to use one that shows up a little bit more. So I'm going to grab a white one. I think I've got a white one somewhere. Well, this is not white, but it's a little bit lighter. Okay. Let's try this one. That's not white, but I kind of like that look. So we're just going to glue that one down. There you go. And again, I'm going to cut it just following the angle of my tag, like that. There. Now, if you think you might have a problem with the edges fraying, this one might, because it's a little bit different. It's a crocheted. Just put a little glue on the edges. And then, and this is if you don't have fray check. If you have fray check, you can use that. But I don't have any right now, so I have been using glue and it works fine. And I just put a little glue right on the edges and I kind of work it in. When that glue dries, it's going to be clear anyway, so that will keep it from fraying. Okay. Again, I think I might bring in a little piece of this bling. Now, people ask all the time, and I had someone ask last night on my video, where did I get this bling? This is all this black and silver bling that I use comes from you guys. I can't get any around here. I can't get any in the store. We had a little bit sometime last year, and then the company sold out. They discontinued it, so I've looked everywhere. So far, I've not been able to find it. I know some people say their Hobby Lobby has it or their dollar store has it. Mine doesn't. Ours doesn't have that kind of stuff. We live in a small town. It doesn't have a lot of that extra. Okay. So there is our little piece of bling on there. Okay, on the inside of this one, I think I'll stamp something here. And we may just go ahead and stamp this again, since I already have it on my block. I'll try to do a little bit better job this time. I think I actually let it slide a little bit before and didn't hold my paper down good, so let's see what we can do this time. There we go. It's a little bit better. I still got a little bit right there. For some reason, I'm getting just a tiny bit on the edge of the stamp, and I think it's just because I'm hurrying up. I need to slow down when I ink. But that's still okay, because I can correct that with my white pen. And even though that is not, this background is not white, it'll still blend in. Blend in enough for me. Now, let's put something right here. I don't know what, but I feel like it needs something. Don't you? Don't you, don't you, don't you? Let's see, we've got pink flowers out there, so we can't use those. Let's see if we have anything in here that would be big enough. Tall enough. You know, I try everywhere to use these little gold ones. So far I haven't managed to use them anywhere. But they might look okay on there. These little stems on these are gold. So let's give it a shot. Put a couple of different ones there and then maybe a little label at the top. I like to use them on something. I just don't use a lot of gold. Maybe closer to Christmas in the Christmas journals, I will use more of the gold. But I don't use a lot any other time. That's cute. I like that. I don't mind that at all. Okay, let's put this one on there. Just looking for the stem. Yes, my watch is going dead. Anybody that looks at my watch. I didn't charge it last night. I forgot about it. So it is not liking me today. It's okay. Now, okay. Now, let's see. I'm going to grab a piece of our faux washi, and this is just like faux vintage tape. That's what I want to call it, because it's really not. I just used colors and everything to do mine, and you can check that video out. It's right before this one. And I wanted some tape that kind of looked like the old pieces of tape that was on old packages and old books and things that had been taped up many, many years ago. So I did some of that. And I'm just going to use some of that right at the bottom to make it look like that's what's holding it down. See, it's see-through because I used vellum, so I like that. Now, another thing that we could do with this, I just thought about it. Let's see if it'll work. Ooh, I like to drop every one of my stamps. Every one of them. I'm going to use it came from 49 and Market, and it's one of Gabby's creations. This is actually her handwriting. I have looked everywhere, and I haven't found that again. I know I've had people ask where I got it. I got it many years ago. It was one of the first stamp sets that she did, I believe. And I can't find it anymore. I've searched for you guys all over and I just can't find it. So I apologize, but I love it. Her handwriting is beautiful. Okay. So what I am... Ooh, it's going to be too little. Okay. Let's find a larger piece. I know I've got a larger one here somewhere. Well, we're not going to be able to use that one on here, so let me just stamp it on something else. And I'll use that like it is. Now let's go ahead and stamp this off, and then let me find a smaller word, because I do want to use her stamp. Okay, what about create? That should fit on there. I should have tested it and see if it would fit before I actually got started with it, but I didn't. I think create should fit. Let's look at it and see. Yeah, it'll fit. Make sure I'm not stamping it backwards. Yeah, that's the right way. Okay. I just stuck my finger in that ink again. I'm telling you, I'm horrible. Ooh, look at that. And when we tear that out, let's just see. And I'm going to tear it. I'm not going to cut it. Now remember, this is washi, or remember, this is vellum that I have just colored up. So I need to wait and let that dry completely. But you know how impatient I am. So I'm just going to tear the edge a little bit, and need to cut those little pieces off because it looks like a little rat chewed it instead of me tearing it. Ooh. Okay. There we go. That's good enough. Now I'm going to ink around it. Really doesn't need it because that is ink on there, but it's just a habit. Now I need to get the backing off. And I just put washi, not washi, I just put double-sided adhesive, or score tape, on the back. So I'm just going to kind of put that at a little angle there. I'm not going to rub across it yet because I think it's still drying. But there is that. And if you had anything under that other than white, you could see straight through it. So I like that. We got that. Let's just go ahead down here and put another little piece of this on this little stem. So go back and check that video out if you didn't see it last night. I think you'll enjoy it. It's, like I said, I didn't do exactly what Rachel did, but I'm not good at drawing. I'd rather use my stencils and stamps and things like that, so that's what I did. There you go. That is that. Now, I'm not going to ink around mine because I love this color as is, but you could definitely do that if you wanted to. But that is ready for a journal. Now, you could put these in journals a couple of different ways. Let me grab my journal and I'll show you a couple of ways. Now, I will probably tuck mine in a pocket. I'll probably have a pocket here and just tuck it in a pocket. But you could also get the center here. You could also put it in your journal like this and just clip it on with one of those little Tim Holtz clips that we usually have somewhere, but who knows where they are right now. Just clip it on if you wanted to do that, or you could clip it here on the side, and then you'd be able to take this out and use it for a little notebook and then put it back in. But like I said, I may put mine just in here. So I don't know. I may put it 2 or 3 different ways. Who knows? Who knows about me? Okay. We'll lay this one over here. Let's see if this is dry yet. Yeah, that's dry now. So there is that one. I'll probably put something else on the inside of that. I just don't know what yet. I'm going to make one more with you guys, and then I'll let you go. But this one, I wanted to get her on the front of this. So there's a couple of different ways I can do that. But if I just fold it in the middle, it's going to cut her head off, and we don't want to do that. So I'm going to take off as much of this bottom as I can without cutting her feet off. And then I'm going to fold it right at the top of her head, like that. And see, that gives just a little bit extra down there. And that's okay. Now you can You can certainly cut this off, or you can just leave it like it is. I don't want to cut her feet off, so I'm going to leave it and just have the back of mine a little bit shorter. I will probably put something down here to kind of disguise that. As a matter of fact, I could put that on right now. But I think right now I'm just going to put it together, and I'll figure out what I want to put down there to kind of disguise that it's a little bit shorter. I may just grab another piece of that paper and use it. I don't know yet. I'm thinking. Okay. Let's go ahead and do our little cutting here by using our template. Oh, it's starting to rain, rain, rain. See if you can hear it. I'll be real quiet. Hopefully you can hear that. I know I have so many people that say, I love to hear that rain on your videos. I love listening to it. I love seeing it and listening to it. It's very relaxing. Okay, that's beautiful, isn't it? Now let's decide what we want to put down here. And it may just be just a simple little something. Now this was actually part of the paper pad. It was the little barcode that you cut off at the top. So we could glue that right there. Just glue that on, and that would take care of that little spot there. Just making a little extension. I think that's what I'll do. Let me fold that up, try to hold that in place, and then glue. It's so crazy. The weather has been crazy here. It's been super hot, and then all of a sudden next week it's supposed to be cold. So it's going just from one thing to the other, which I don't mind the cooler weather. That's okay with me because it's been really hot this summer. All right, so we've got that little piece on. No problem there. Now I'm gonna tear my pieces that go in here and then stitch around it. And you've already seen me tear my pieces, so you won't have to watch that. But I'm just gonna grab my pieces that I'm gonna put on here and then do some stitching. Okay, I decided to put all pink in this one, and this dyed paper, where did I get it? I showed it in a video, I think, last week. I'll have to look it up and link it below. But now I can't really put, I don't want to put any lace up here. It would cover up her head, so I think I'm just going to put this piece down at the bottom, right across there. I think that'll be cute. And this doesn't need anything on it, I think, other than that. Look at that. That's pretty. I like her photo and all of this. Very pretty paper. And I'll tell you the collections that these came out of. I think we might still have one or two of them. I'm not sure. I'll have to look in just a second. Okay, so we're going to put that there. I feel like I could put 3 little pieces of black bling right there because it's got some little black places. Let me see if I have any black bling. Okay, I do have a little bit of black bling. And this stuff is hard to come by, I'm telling you. I'm going to use some of the smaller ones just so that it won't add too much bulk to my little booklet here. There we go. So that is that one. Now on the inside I just put a flower and then a little label up there, and this is that paper, and I'll link below who I got that from. But that is it. I don't think I'll have to show you anymore. I think you guys know exactly how to do these. So that's all 3 of them right there. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. This one, I added a little flower and then a label on it. Now, I didn't stamp anything on the front of this because I like those little dots. I like those little bumps and dots. But we could stamp just a... Where is my little stamp? We could stamp just this little one that says Create on there. Right at the bottom. From Gabby. Oh, look what I just did. That come off of my finger. Okay, so I just did a big smear right there that came off of my finger, not the stamp. So, I'm just going to get it right there. That's my problem with papers and my hands. I get ink all over me even when I open up an ink pad. Okay, I will do something to get that off. I may come back in with a little flower or something and add there just to cover that up. May just add a little pink flower in there. I'll find one and just put a little tiny pink flower right there, and that'll cover that. Let's see if we got one right here, and if we do, we can add it real quick. Nope, that's not pink. I'll grab these out. I don't like them in that thing anyway. Hopefully there's a pink one in here. Well, that's not really pink. Is this pink? No. Pink? No. Well, I didn't find a pink one, but I did find this one that is yellow, and it matches the yellow up here, so we're going to put that on there. I think it will work. It'll cover that spot up anyway, and you'll still have room to write on that front. Ugh, me and my fingers. Let's see, let's make sure that we get it in a spot that's going to cover. May have to trim a little bit of the bottom off, and if we do, that's okay. There we go. That cover that. Always a way to fix it. You have to have a way to fix it when you're me, because I like to stick my fingers in glue too much, I think. I don't like it, but I always do. Okay, so that is it. That is our little tag journals, I guess we will call them. And so that's how quick and easy they are. So use up that 12 by 12 paper. I know everybody's got it, and these would be ideal for that. You don't have to use them in a journal. You can give these for Happy Mail. What a nice present to get. Alright guys, we will talk to you later. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.